Welcome to stage 3, the triggering and the ego purge. And this has to be one of the most uncomfortable parts of this journey. The intensity at this point in time is at a level that is incomprehensible. You have now probably gone into a physical separation, although remember you were never separate. You and your twin now become mirrors to each other, and you're revealing a lot of these unconscious fears, trauma, abandonment, and control patterns. A lot is rising, and it's a very, very uncomfortable part of the journey. You don't understand what's going on. You don't understand why they've pulled away. You don't understand why you suddenly get silenced or blocked. It's a very, very confusing part of the journey. Often what happens here as well is this is when the addictive and obsessive energy is going off the charts. The mind activation has happened and you cannot get them out of your head. You are all over the place and the energy is like you've got to visualize this as like a big rock's gone thrown into a still pond, and it's just the pond is no longer still. And that is what's going on here. The whole energy system has gone into what's often called soul shock, essentially. You've had that beautiful, beautiful oneness, and then all the fears come up. The ego death is when you're just bawling your eyes out. You can't stop. You don't know what's going on with you. And there's so much going on in this place for both of the physical bodies, and neither of you can really put into words what's actually going on. I want to encourage everybody that this is the part that is the toughest part of this journey, and it will go on for quite some time. And it really does depend on your soul and what it is that you've come here to purge, essentially. This is the part where people really struggle and they get into the ego and they start blaming the masculine, and it's not their fault. They haven't done anything to you. It's literally the soul is orchestrating this entire part of the journey. So there's a lot of shadow work that needs to come. So all your shadows, all those fears, insecurities are all coming up. Often the feminine polarity is like, stuff this, I'm going to go and find another person. And I can assure you that your twin will mirror it straight back. When we're in this stage, we can often reject our masculine. And I'm not talking about the physical. I'm talking about that beautiful, divine, conscious masculine, because we think we need to go search for love outside of us. But what you actually need to do in this part is come inwards, see the triggering, see what the ego structure is showing you, even though it's incredibly uncomfortable. There's a lot of inner chaos going on. I know for me, this was just, yeah, it was just a very intense time in my life, and it is for everyone that goes through this. You know, it's bringing up a lot of unhealed aspects to the surface. You become, yeah, very much mirrors to each other, and your subconscious, all those fears are coming up from the subconscious. And your masculine, this is where their role kicks in. They are here to mirror those back to you so you can see them with absolute clarity. They're not doing it to annoy you. It's the soul. You've got to look at it as the soul's orchestrating everything through their body, and you're then got to come into this awareness of what's actually playing out here. And it's not the physical body trying to upset you. It's just that it's the soul is orchestrating for them to actually behave in a certain way so that we can see it. You're forced to confront with the parts of yourself that you've suppressed, and it can feel incredibly destabilizing, but it's a part of the deep soul purification that you are going through. So let's look at what plays out here. So the mirror effect. Your twin literally will reflect all those suppressed parts you've often shoved away unconsciously. You've sucked it up. You've taken a concrete pill. You've done all the things that society tells you what to do. And now it's all rising. And it's rising in truckloads. Old wounds start to surface. All those abandonments, that feeling of complete and utter unworthiness or the fear of loss can arise in a massive way as well. There is a massive amount of emotional upheaval. It's like you can't control your emotions. Everything is just coming up. You're going through massive oscillations. It is a spiral forward moving journey, and those big oscillations will peter out as you clear them. You've basically got to move the emotions through your physical body. And this is where I really support people in this space, because it can be a very challenging and upsetting period. And nobody in your life gets this. Nobody will. And all you want to do is talk about your twin flame. You just want to talk about your masculine and how amazing they are. Meanwhile, they're coming in and out of your life, and your friends and family are going, "What the heck are you doing?" And they will judge this. You need to pull your energy back in. You could be going through a phase of very obsessive, addictive energy. You just want to reach out to them all the time. Or, if you are really in obsessive energy, you might reach out to a lot of psychics, tarot readers. They can't help you. Nobody can help you but yourself, unless they're on this journey, and they can help you come back to self. And that's where I really guide and coach people through this space, to make it easier, to really help you. Yeah, like, you want to go and talk to your family and friends, but they're not going to resonate unless they're on this journey. They will not resonate, and they will judge this other body like they are the biggest ass on the planet, and they're not, because they can only come through the lens of their own level of consciousness. And unless you're on this journey, even if they're on a spiritual path, the twin flame is just another whole level, because you do have this other body in the background, and our ego thinks that they're creating all this chaos for us, but it's actually not. It's the soul that's doing it. It's going to bring up things like, am I meant to be in this marriage? Am I meant to be in this job? Am I meant to be living in this city? All of that's going to come up for you to look at. There is a massive identity breakdown. That ego structure has to dissolve, and you're the alchemist here. And what's actually going on is you're making space for a different embodiment. You're releasing what's not true and what's false, and you're creating space to bring in the new. But this is it's a tough part of the journey, but it's a very necessary part of it. You are going to get tested, but you're also being called to anchor in the trust in your soul path amidst all this uncertainty. It's going to improve. I promise it will. You know, some of the things that you can say to yourself is, this is where many people think they've done something wrong, and it's not, right? So it's about saying you're not doing anything wrong. Your soul's just bringing all these unconscious wounds, stories, whatever you want to call it, bringing it into your consciousness so that you can finally deal with it, all the things that have held you back. The soul's love is activating these wounds, not so that you can avoid them, but it's so that you can actually see them with clarity and see them they're not you. And some of these things, you're collapsing generational lifetime trauma that's run through your whole family. Give yourself compassion. You will probably feel very broken on the inside, and you'll start blaming yourself, or you'll start blaming your twin. And neither of you are doing anything to each other. Neither of you are doing anything wrong. And this is why I'm creating this content, because I want to help people move through this in an easier way. Because what can happen here is the ego is absolutely rampant, and it wants to blame the twin. It wants to throw its toys at the twin. And I'm saying, please don't. Come back to self. It's the soul that's orchestrating this. And that mirroring, by the way, will happen through social media, through other people. They'll show up in your reality in some form or another. And it's the soul creating the whole lot. I invite you to shift your whole perspective and see every trigger as an initiation to bring you back into and anchor in that 5D consciousness. Both parties are being worked on energetically, even if it looks like one is running from you. Trust me, they are being worked on. Yes, they may go into other relationships, but just know that that's all part of the process. It's part of how the masculine learns. We go inwards, we go into solitude, and we become the alchemist. They go into other relationships, or they get busy at work, or they might drink, or whatever they do. It's just part of the bigger picture, and you do have to really step back. And I know it's hard when you're going through this part of the journey, but you do have to step back, come inwards, and if you need support, reach out and get that support that you need. If you really want to understand this journey in a much deeper place, this is where my Ascension to Union Masterclass, I deep dive. I talk a lot about the Kundalini, because that Kundalini energy is now being completely activated, and you're experiencing things. A lot of spiritual stuff's happening to you, and it's like your whole body's going through something. You're not in control of yourself at all. And so that's why that course, it deep dives into this to really help. And this is where I help a lot of people in my membership as well, just because you need that support, because it's incredibly lonely. But I want to encourage everyone not to talk to your family and friends or anyone about this in terms of the twin flame, because it's not their fault. Your soul has had soul recognition. It's been activated to purge and remove all the layers of yourself that are not true. So hold space for yourself, hold love for your twin. I know it's a hard part of this journey, and yes, it goes on for months and months and months. But the more you can come inwards, and yes, your twin's going to come in and out most likely in this period. Every journey is different. Your higher masculine may be coming in telepathically as well to help you. There'll be a lot of heavy sexual energy going on through your chakra system at this point as well. And again, that's where I really deep dive into the Ascension to Union course that I have. I will see you in the next stage.